Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Brockopp side. Crawl was directed by Alexandra Aja, or as I like to call it, 101 Reasons Why to Never Visit Florida. So basically, Kaya Scodelario is the main character in this movie, and she gets trapped in a hurricane with her father under her house, and they get attacked by a bunch of alligators, and they gotta survive. Is that about right?
You know, you hit it right on the spot. It was
All
like
right.
right on there. Let's put a pin in it.
Alright. So, chances are if you've seen my other videos before, this ain't exactly my usual surroundings. That's because, I'm here with my friend Noah from Cracked Vlogs and all of that.
Yo,
and,
what's up, everybody?
We're currently in, Buena Park, California because we're in town for VidCon.
It's freaking amazing.
Yeah, so, this video will go up before my whole VidCon vlog will, but, definitely look out for some more of that stuff really soon. And if you like that, or you like this video, maybe, hit that subscribe button.
I really liked the movie. I really did.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was looking forward to this movie just because I figured it was going to be just kind of like a fun July summer blockbuster type movie, you know, to see some killer alligators attacking people, because you know what? The sharks have had their time. That we have enough shark movies out there. It's time to let some other water-based predators get their time in the sun. I think that's what this movie does. You know, the alligators, I think, are very scary, you know, and I think they were pretty accurate to real life as well, because just the way, like, they attack, you know, like grabbing onto their arms and, you know, spinning around trying to disorient them and things like that. But anyway, the alligators are not technically the star of this movie. We have Kaya Scodelario, which I've been a fan of her for a while. She was in the 5th Pirates of the Caribbean movie, and I thought she was one of the stronger aspects of that film. And I think she gives a great performance in this movie, and I think that's really important for a movie like this, especially because this movie was kind of like The Shallows with Blake Lively from a couple of years ago, which is basically like one main character versus the big scary monster type thing. So this whole movie kind of hinges on a strong lead performance, and I think Kaya Scodelario pulls it off. You know, she's got the emotion, she got the feels, and she's also a really smart and resourceful character as well, because, you know, she's like trying to pull her dad out of the basement, and she puts him under a tarp so she can pull him a lot easier, and she knows how to, like, you know, bandage wounds and things like that. So she's smart and resourceful, which I think was really good.
Her like a really good swimmer, but not like one of the best. You know, like not one of those like big time people that they're like, oh, I'm gonna swim out everything. Oh, I'm gonna beat the alligators and stuff like that. No, it's like grabbing you into the movie, and it's like, oh, is she going to actually beat the alligator? Is she going to swim as fast as, you know, as her dad wants her to? And it really gets you pulled into it, you know?
Yeah, I think her backstory was effective for the most part.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I think this also kind of goes back to The Shallows a little bit there, because, you know, they have to have the flashbacks of, like, her as a child doing water-based things, you know, like surfing, like in The Shallows, or swimming here, just so we know that, that these characters are capable of doing what we need them to do for the story.
Right, which is very, very good.
Yeah, but anyway, let's go back to talking about the alligators. So, what do you think of the alligators?
You know, I like the way they had the alligators in the movies. They looked really, really real. As you said, they seem like they're like CGI and stuff like that. But, you know, I feel like CGI is getting top-notched every single year. It's getting a little better, you know, because I really believe that these alligators were another star in the movie. Like, the way they turn, the way they, you know, open their eyes with 2 lids, you know, how they actually have it. Like, all these small things, the scales, everything. It really looked really, really believable.
Okay, yep. And one thing I also really liked about this movie is just the overall atmosphere of the piece. You know, this takes place in a hurricane, so there's storm clouds all over the place, everything's flooded. You know, it's the kind of weather I enjoy, you know, just like you know, I hate this. I hate sunny days. You know, whenever it's cloudy and stormy, I like that.
Yes.
You know, wouldn't want to be caught in a Florida hurricane, but and I think there's a really great cinematography as well, especially when they're in the crawl space under the house. You know, there's just a lot of really creative ways they frame the camera. You know, like through a bunch of hanging wires and these holes in the walls and stuff. It makes you feel very claustrophobic while you're in there, which is kind of the point, because you're trapped with these characters for so long. You don't want to feel like there's all this open space, so I think they capture the feeling of, you know, the intensity of the situation, I think is really nice. And, don't go to Florida.
I still want to go.
Yeah, I'm not going now.
You know, I have to agree with you what you said about, you know, being in like right next to the character in the entire movie. I really felt like I was sitting there in that basement with them. You know, the photography was amazing. The CGI was amazing. You know, overall, this was a really, really good movie.
Yeah. And on top of that, there were two filmmakers, including Sam Raimi, who was a producer on this, you know, which of course you probably know him as, you know, the director of the original Spider-Man trilogy and things like Evil Dead 2, things like that. So I think bringing those talents together with the director and the writers, I think it just had a very good combination of people coming together to make this just really well-made monster movie that wasn't, you know, one fun thing I want to talk about is how I appreciate this didn't feel like a sci-fi channel movie.
Yeah,
because they could have just so very easily done that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if this wasn't like a larger scale thing like this would have been like so easily watered down to like an hour and a half sci-fi movie where like the movie's running at 24 frames a second, but the alligators are going at like 60, and the characters are just quipping every 10 seconds.
Yeah,
So all in all, Crawl was a surprisingly really good film, and yeah, if you were unsure about ever going to Florida, well, there's hurricanes, gators, people robbing ATMs with boats, and yeah.
Sounds amazing.
Never going to Florida now. So, those are our thoughts on Crawl. I'd like to thank you for joining me today, Noah.
You know, thanks for having me, Cody.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of sharing the hotel room here, so it'd be kind of weird if you didn't.
Oh, yeah. And can I jump in real quick? Can
Okay,
I
yeah,
just
go
for a
ahead.
sec?
Okay, yeah.
We did do another video on my channel. Hopefully Cody has it somewhere. If you guys want to see our little taste testing that I did on my channel, click it right there.
Alright, so, yep, so those are our thoughts on the movie Crawl. If you guys have seen this movie, or if you ever got attacked by alligators in Florida because Florida's an evil place, let me know what's down below, and we'll see you on the Brockopp side.
Cody, are you okay?
Nah, I'm pretty far from okay, actually.